Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Northside Square YouTube channel. Thank you again for tuning in. This week, as promised, we're talking more about the development. We're roughly 1 week after our groundbreaking that you all have seen. We are still super excited about all of the activity that has taken place here. There's a lot of activity, there's a lot of excitement in the community, and today I'm joined by my good friend, Ms. Alex Willis Boddie, the Vice President of Development for Comcap Partners. And so, Alex, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hey, Quincy. Thank you for having me this morning.
Great to see you. Great to see you. So we've been talking about all of the things that are happening in the Klondike community, and particularly as it relates to the former Northside High School and now Northside Square. And so you, as the Vice President of Development and kind of managing all of this construction that's taking place on behalf of the development team, tell us a little bit about how you got involved in this and what this project means to you as well as the Klondike community in general.
Absolutely. So our firm was brought onto the team pretty early into the development. As you're aware, for several years there have been conversations in the community and the city at large about what to do with Northside High School once it was closed by the school system. And so once it was a couple studies were done, and it was determined that the building, because it's so large and has so many just spaces and opportunities, could be used for some type of community hub. That was kind of the term that people were using, a community campus, a community hub. And so when we were brought in, that vision had already been established as far as making it a community space, but what that looked like and what that really meant had not been fully defined. So our firm's role was to work through the research and community feedback that had already been provided, conduct more research and community feedback, and start talking to other people in the neighborhood and the broader community to figure out how to program the building, how to develop this hub, what that looked like, hire a design team, yes, get all of our pieces in order so that we could design the building, program the space, start identifying tenants. And so generally speaking, our role includes everything from working with the architect and their design team, which includes all the engineers, all the other consultants. We hired our broker, Universal Commercial, who helped us start identifying tenants. And then, of course, our contractor, Grinder, Tabor Grinder, working with them to execute the construction of the building.
So, Alex, second question. Tell us a little bit about the construction component in terms of financing and how that kind of pushed the development forward, some of the challenges we had, and what that means in a neighborhood like Klondike.
Yeah, so as you're aware, there's so many neighborhoods in Memphis that have not received a lot of investment over decades at this point.
Right.
People have moved out. There just hasn't been a lot of positive things happening in those neighborhoods. And so when we were approached with this project, we knew that we needed to develop a financing strategy that was sustainable, but also demonstrated the value of investing in a predominantly Black neighborhood in a city like Memphis. And so we leveraged a tool called New Market Tax Credits that allows national and local large financial institutions to invest in a neighborhood, and they get tax credits that motivates them to funnel their resources into these neighborhoods. And that combined with philanthropic funds, public funds from the city of Memphis, as well as some other financing tools such as a pilot program, really allowed us to develop a financing plan that allowed that will allow the development to be sustainable long term, but also allowed us to get over $70 million channeled into this neighborhood, which is really amazing.
Unprecedented, absolutely. And so investments like this allow us to bet on this neighborhood. We're betting on Klondike, we're betting on North Memphis, and we're betting on the city of Memphis. And there are a lot of other neighborhoods throughout the city of Memphis that actually need this type of investment and that need this type of boost in the arm, if you will, in terms of our communities and just how we rethink our neighborhoods in the city. And so finally, Alex, if you can just tell us kind of the overall process that we're going to see take place next. We talked about the fact that we've had a wonderful groundbreaking here just roughly a week ago. We're in our first or second official week of construction. And then what are we looking to see happen over the next 22 to 24 months here in Northside Square?
Well, we're excited to have a lot of activity that will be happening over these next months. And it's, as you mentioned, a 20-month construction period. So it's going to be going on for a while. But our contractor is moving and shaking. We're actually currently in demolition. They started actually several months ago during the summer, but halted while we closed the financing. And they resumed construction a few weeks ago, as you said. And currently they're demoing the roof, right, and they're cutting the new window openings because the building originally had fairly small window openings. And We wanted to allow more light into the building to, of course, just give it more, make it more dynamic and more appealing to the tenants, for the tenant spaces. And so demolition will probably take a few more months and they'll wrap up, and then we'll go into our core and shell phase, which is kind of the key component to making the building operational. And that will take several months, and that will allow us to provide the electrical, the plumbing, all the essential components of the building that will make it a functional building before we start adding our tenant spaces. And I'm sure you talked a little bit about our tenants, but I won't steal your thunder and let you talk about them in a future episode.
Absolutely.
But we have several tenants that will be adding in, as well as a residential component. And so that will be happening on the latter end of the construction period. So we have a lot of really great things going on. I'm sure we'll do some hard hat tours down the road and let people come see the progress as it's going along. But we're really, really excited about this project and the transformation of this space.
Thank you, Alex. Great. And yes, she's correct. So we're going to talk more about the actual interior components and forms of the tenants, who will actually be housed inside Northside Square, what will be some of the business, some of the various users that you all will be able to come in and take advantage of. So I want to encourage you to please keep watching our YouTube channel. Continue to send us your questions and comments. We look forward to having you back next week. We're going to talk about some of those interior design and built out spaces here at Northside Square. Thank you. Have a wonderful week. Great seeing you.